Welcome to the Cow Emporium. I told you guys that we were going to get a neighbor to do the grain end of the farming for us this year, and we could compare it to the little bit of oats that I was seeding. And so it was May 16th, about supper time, and he showed up with his air seeder. So he's just getting everything winged out, and he had a little bit of seed and fertilizer on, so they made the first round to kind of get the lay of the field and set the depth. That's a 600 horsepower tractor there, and it's hooked onto a 70-foot Seed Hawk air seeder. And we're just going to do a walk around. I'm not real versed in air seeders, but I'll tell you what I know, and if I get something wrong, please forgive me. This is kind of new to me too. Those are all caster wheels that it rides on. They turn a little bit to support the weight of everything. And you can see that there is a manifold to distribute it to a section there of, those are openers where the seed and the fertilizer goes. That's a packer wheel, those rubber things there. Packer wheels are all controlled. The pressure on them is controlled in the cab. They can turn it up or down depending on. There's all these different sections there that are computerized. The GPS system on the air seeder will turn them on and off, so that it knows not to overlap on funny corners, or if you're running over something, it knows to shut the seed and fertilizer off. It keeps track of all of that. So this is a seed cart. There's two big sections in it. Because he's seeding canola, he's got fertilizer in both of them. And then he's got a smaller compartment that the canola seed goes in. We're just waiting for the boss to show up with another load of fertilizer to get us topped up before we start.
Just trying to give you some idea how big this thing is. It's huge. It's like driving around a couple of houses hooked up together.
Yeah, you can tell I'm pretty excited. It's a complicated machine, that's for sure, but it's will do an amazing job, that's for sure. So this is I think that's a 10-inch auger. It's hooked up to hydraulics, and it runs on an orbit motor, and the hydraulics come off the tractor. Those are the two fans on the back that with an air seeder, the seed is metered and the fertilizer is metered into a stream of air, and it's blown to the openers. That's how it gets there. With our old drills, it's gravity, so the seed has to be right over the openers for it to work. But on an air seeder, the seed cart can just be in the middle, and they can just blow the seed to the openers all the way on the other side. Continuing on the walk around here. More of the same, just looking at it from the other side. More caster wheels. Those hydraulics there to wing it up and to transport. It's 35 feet in the transport position, so I had to make some gates bigger. Those, I think, are electronic solenoid valves that are all probably connected to the computer inside the tractor and the GPS to tell them to shut off or turn on. You can see the tractor, it articulates in the middle, so it moves back and forth. It's got some more weights on the front, and you can see there's a great big tow cable on the front. That thing's huge. You do not want to be around when they're using one of those. So the boss has arrived. He's got a half B train load of fertilizer, and they're loading it in the seed drills. The hired man's up top. He's got a controller, a wireless controller box around his neck that he can swing things around and turn things on and off. So when they're done loading, the auger just swings up out of the way. You see the boss is there. I think that's where the seed goes. I'm not 100% sure. I wasn't there when they loaded the seed, but he's in there doing something. I'm not sure what. I should have asked. So there are, here we get going here, there are two GPS systems, one on the drill that tells the drill when to seed and when not to seed so that it doesn't overlap. And there's one on the tractor for the auto steer, and they're accurate within 4 inches. And so we're seeding straight north and south, which is perpendicular to the prevailing wind. You can see the GPS readouts there on the right hand side. 2 separate ones, just screens. Kind of like the one I have, only a lot fancier. They do way more things. So this field was about 120 acres. They started about, I don't know, 8 o'clock, and they were just about done at midnight when they shut down and finished it early the next day. They let me go for a ride along, had to kick me out. This is the next day. This field was 160 acres, and they did it in an afternoon. So they're just making the swing here. They do the outside round first, and then they go back and forth. They lift out on all the back and forths to make the corner. And then the very last thing they do in the field is they seed the second last round to pick up all that stuff they lifted out over. And with the GPS, they know just exactly how wide to leave that strip that you'll see at the end here. There won't be any waste. Yeah. So they got her done, and we're sure hoping for rain. Thanks for watching, guys.